We're Tegan and Sara. It's Tegan, and I'm Sara. And we're doing a segment called Ask a Grown Woman for Rookie. We're really excited. We feel incredibly qualified for this. Maybe like we've been waiting our whole lives to do it. I'm going to read off my phone device thing, some wonderful questions that have come in that we're going to try to answer thoughtfully and maturely, as if we were grown women. Okay. I'll read the first question to you, and then you just tackle it if you feel inspired, okay? How do you figure out your sexuality? I like guys. My friends like to describe me as boy crazy, but I don't really find them all that attractive, physically. But I find girls very attractive and find myself studying their breasts or butts or faces. This makes me question myself a lot. Isabella, 13.
Whoa.
That's intense. I don't know if at 13 I would have admitted to all of that studying.
No, I think that at 13, Isabella, I felt like, Sarah and I both, we dated boys all through high school, even though we both sort of, I think, already knew that we were gay. But there's a lot of social pressure for girls and guys to be together around that age. It's around, 13, 14 that it feels like if you're not dating somebody that maybe there's something weird or you're not cool or whatever. And so, maybe you having a boyfriend or we really always had boyfriends. It was strange. We went from guy to guy to guy and
Sluts.
Well, but we weren't slutty. That was the thing. It was more about,
Companionship.
Yeah,
social institutionalized ideas about what was supposed to be happening.
Exactly. And so our emotional interests, and I think probably a lot of our obsessive relationships and closest relationships during that time period were with women. So I think that the fact that you are interested in boys but also physically interested in women is just a sign that maybe your sexuality is going to end up being on a spectrum and it's going to be more fluid than the average person. And I think you should embrace that you're interested in both boys and girls and not worry about it. And Dan Savage, who's just an amazing, wonderful, lovely person and who gives great advice. I hear him consistently giving advice to young people who are experimenting with their sexuality that, you don't need to feel like you need to come out or tell anyone. You can also just do things as they feel comfortable and make sure that your environment is safe and that it's not going to, be detrimental to your entire junior high and high school young life and see what happens. But I think it's fine. Sexuality is fluid. Most people...
I'll say one thing too, though.
They feel like they have feelings for boys and girls. It's fine.
Maybe, though, maybe it's got nothing to do with your sexuality. I think it's really common, too, at the age where your body starts to change and girls start to be different from each other. There's a tendency to want to compare yourself to other girls and see what's up. And maybe that's why you're checking out butts and the other physical accoutrement that suddenly becomes common amongst girls of your age group. Maybe you're just checking it out to see how you compare and what's going on, and there's a fascination there, and I don't think you should feel embarrassed about it. Okay, that's question 1. Tegan, here's question 2.
This file's going to be really big, so...
I think it's supposed to run all together.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're okay.
Good luck sending that later. At a party in June, I was photographed holding hands with another girl. The picture was sent around to my entire school, including the faculty. People have been laughing at me and calling me a dyke. I hope not the faculty. And I feel humiliated. The girl is my girlfriend. I care about her a lot, but she's into excessive PDAs, public displays of affection. She's very out and doesn't let bullying get to her. What do I do about that picture and the bullying? And how do I break up with my girlfriend? Whoa. Danny,
oh boy. Your situation is intense. When we were your age, there wasn't the internet or cell phones or whatever, so a lot of bullying or embarrassing things that happened were more word of mouth, people telling stories about things that had happened at parties or whatever. So I don't know that I'm as qualified to answer this as maybe somebody born before the 1800s, but after the 1800s. But I think the key here is you have to separate the two issues. I think if you really care about this person, but you realize that perhaps you're not completely compatible, it's best to tell that person and give them an opportunity to respond. Maybe you like this person enough and she likes you enough.
Well, you have to determine,
tone it down.
Yeah, you have to determine if you don't like her and so you don't want to date her, which is fine.
Cut it off, yeah, just end
Or
it.
if what's preventing you from liking her more is that she's so different than you in terms of being out in the public displays of affection. So, once you determine that, you can make your decision about the relationship. But moving forward, the bullying and the faculty joking around and passing of photos
It's
and
just
all the rest
not.
of it,
It's not cool.
it's absolutely not cool. So, I mean, we would obviously need a little more information about your situation to know, like, if your school has a, straight gay alliance, or if there's sort of protocol around this sort of thing in your school. I mean, depending on what area you are, there, some schools might be more lenient because they're not necessarily as gay friendly, but like, you definitely should speak out about this. And but at the same time, I think that you also have to sort of revel in the fact that you're, this first relationship that you've had, this person that you were dating is out and proud, and there's something that's really amazing about that too, and it needs to be under your control. But
Well, not even control. I think it needs to be mutually agreed upon when you're
yeah,
in a relationship. What makes a person feel comfortable? I know that I've dated people who are almost exclusively, I've dated people who are comfortable with their sexuality and comfortable with public displays of affection. And in situations where the person wasn't as comfortable with that, it really hurt my feelings and made me feel bad about myself. And I don't always think that that person is actually like embarrassed of you so much as they're just sort of awkward and feeling uncomfortable about externally how that relationship is viewed by society, which is unfair. And I think it's just so sad that we still live in a time where that matters. But for right now, I think it's important to figure out with this person exactly what you both want out of a relationship and what's going to make you both feel good. And then for the rest of those kids that are making fun of you and faculty and stuff, it's like,
well, the faculty, that's not okay, and maybe
no,
it means
not
talking
okay.
talking to your parents, or going above the
Yeah.
level of faculty that are involved right now. And maybe it's about, starting a gay straight alliance in your school, or getting together with other kids who are going through similar situations.
Making sure that you have some allies that can get
Educating
your back.
people about what's happening for you and how it makes you feel.
Okay, moving
good
on.
luck.
Yes, good luck with that. Number 3 is the question is I'm a girl who likes girls, people, optometrists, grocery store clerks, my little sister's friends, parents, tend to assume I'm straight, and it makes me uncomfortable sometimes, like when they ask me if I have a boyfriend or whatever. But I don't exactly know how to respond. Any advice? This is from Olivia.
Olivia, well, this is kind of like a joke amongst me and some of my gay friends, but we always laugh and say that, like, sometimes, like, when I'm in a cab late at night and the driver's kind of sketchy and he's like, "You have a boyfriend?" I'm always like, "Yes," and he's huge, and he's waiting for me with 10 of his friends at the apartment, so don't kidnap me. I think it's okay sometimes to be mistaken for something that you're not. I mean, it's, you know, for me at least, I feel like my personal life, like what kind of music I listen to, what books I read, who I'm dating, like what I do for a living, I don't necessarily put that on display for people anyway. So when people don't necessarily pick up on the fact that I'm a musician or I'm gay, it doesn't necessarily make me feel sad. I mean, it sounds like to me that you want people to know that you're gay, and I think that's great. We need more people like that who are comfortable in order to change the way that gay people are perceived. So I also think that it sounds like you're, you're part of a community that is very dynamic and different and diverse now. And, I think people have a misconception about what gay people look like. And I think that you should maybe just embrace that you represent a whole other side of gay culture that doesn't necessarily stand out as being gay. But, Sarah, do you have anything?
I always think of something someone very smart, an older gay woman once said to me, because she sort of presented as a very heterosexual looking type person, and she always said, it's important for me, this is her saying it, she's like, it's important for me to be a visible minority. And when you're not necessarily visible or presenting as gay, for some people, it's really important that they use that language. They speak very openly about, the types of people they're attracted to, or the types of relationships they've had in their past, or the issues that concern the community as a whole. So, that's a way to be visible and still represent, yourself however you want to aesthetically. You don't have to look gay to be just as proud and open and straight up gay as you might be. So that's our best answer for that, I think.
I think so
Just
too.
represent yourself however you want.
When I was in middle school, I experimented or whatever with girls. My family found out, and then they freaked out and made my life miserable, which led to me starting to cut myself and really just hating everything. Because of that, I switched to boys for a few years, but now that I'm in high school, my feelings for girls have come back. I want to try dating a girl to see how it feels, but if my parents find out, their reaction might make me want to cut again. Is it possible to be out at school? It's an art school, so no one cares if you're gay, but not at home. Is it possible to find a girlfriend without being out at all? How does this all work?
That's a very challenging question, and just C. We're just referencing this person as C, but my heart goes out to you. I think that some of us were really fortunate to be able to balance this thing that you're talking about, like the being out at school, maybe being comfortable amongst your peers and like-minded people, and then trying to still maintain a level of civility at home with parents who may not have the same kind of open-minded, flexible, unconditional love that you want from them. And we were really fortunate. Our parents were super. They were super supportive of us, but we've, of course, known other people whose families weren't. And it's complicated, and I think it's about finding balance until you're an adult. When you're a kid and you're under the rule of your parents, it would be irresponsible for us to say, fuck it, and, don't worry about it. I don't think that that's necessarily the way that you should go about handling it, but I do think that you should be happy, and you're at an age where you should be making relationships and exploring your identity in a safe way and in a safe environment. And I think that if you put it out there with kids at your school, or there's people that are interested in you or you're interested in, I think that there is a way to do it in a sort of secretive way, a private way, that allows you to still go about exploring that, but maybe not being completely honest with your parents. In terms of cutting and all of that, I mean, I think that you should love yourself and feel good about yourself and who you are, and what your parents, what they've put on you, and that burden that you're carrying, their judgment or their disapproving sort of
Ignorance.
sort of, that ignorance. It's like, man, there are just going to be so many people in your life who are not going to be like that.
Wow.
And
well, the ultimate payback to people that are not accepting of your lifestyle and who are not embracing who you are and loving you for who you are is to just be happy and to overcome all of that. And I think that, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around, parents who brought you into this world, who made you staying angry or resentful or ignorant forever. And I think that it's, probably going to be a long road for you to get your family to embrace where you're at. But I think that you should absolutely be happy. And I think that, if your parents don't know right now that you're experimenting and dating girls, I don't see any harm in that, So I think that you should, like Sarah said, do some safe experimenting and enjoy your life and enjoy high school. And, if there's a gay straight alliance or,
or sometimes
some
if you
sort
can
of
find
counselor
another
or
adult,
someone that
an
you
adult,
can talk
yeah.
to, someone who can support you, you can get that support and get that adult leadership that you need, that you aren't getting from your parents. And,
Sometimes adults speaking to other adults is really helpful. Like when kids are sometimes upset about things, or they're doing things that are confusing to adults or scary to adults, sometimes it's good to find an ally in an adult, leadership role, whether it's, like Tegan said, a counselor or a teacher, or maybe one of your friends' parents that can speak sort of parent to parent with your family. But anyways, I'm sure I believe that you're gonna do right by yourself, and just know that these are the roughest years, I think, for some kids. And as you get older, it gets easier to sort of dictate, who you're going to be with and the people you surround yourself by, and if they support you or not. So
truth.
we're supporting you just over the computer, but hopefully that helps a little bit. So, but thank you so much to Rookie for having us. We're delighted to be on this Grown Woman, Ask a Grown Woman program. I just feel like we constantly wish that people would ask us as grown women questions.
It's true. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good luck.